Kovar of Mohawk and Coach McGuire of Conestoga, and they both talked about just how close these two teams are, even though in the standings it may not be that close. Marchetti, that one blocked back in her face. That one will be a point to Mohawk, and it's a reach over against the Condors.
Well, Conestoga higher in the standings, but Mohawk actually coming into this one on better form, having won 6 of their last 7 games, only 1 loss, I believe it was against Humber, and having beat Conestoga in that time period as well. So they'll have the more confidence in this matchup, despite having won 3 less games during the regular season.
Yeah, they won their last 4 games. One of those games includes a win over Conestoga, 3-1, as you mentioned, Evan. So Mohawk, as you said, are in the right, peaking at the right time, if you will, and that serve goes well under the net there. That was Kayla Pacheco, the Mount Forest native. As now to serve will be Irene Haramajo, the Colombian native, one of the 2 non-Ontarians on the Mohawk Mountaineers. That ball put in play, and it's an ace for Haramajo.
We got a great angle of that right there. Just dipped, not able to dig it out.
And actually, both of their non-Ontarians are actually in the starting lineup, as their main libero, Annika Gatso, is also a non-Ontarian. She's from BC. Coquitlam, to be exact, is now to serve is Bianca Marchetti, who has been one of the more dangerous serve in all of the OCAA, even though she is a middle, which normally is seen as a not exactly great serving position, as she puts that one into the net. I think that might be a commentator jinx on my part, but
think so.
Currently up now are the Mountaineers 5-3. Now to serve is Sophia Spoljar. The Hamilton native, again, close to home, is Sophia Spoljar. That ball put in play. Up by Kuiper. Passed across through the block, but it's up by Mohawk. Man puts it into the middle. It's put up, though. Up now. Man again gets a chance to put it across. The attack gets up by Conestoga. Kuiper passes across again. That's Bender. Just out of play for Olivia Bender, and the point will go to Mohawk.
The defense by both teams so far. A lot of big blocks to the net. Not letting any easy attacks from the other team.
I talked again to both coaches earlier, and I talked to Coach Kovar about how her team was the silver medalist at last year's OCAA, and does that give her team an advantage? And she said she felt like it kind of did, because they're not rewarded about the regular season standings. They know how it got them here, but now it's all about this. This is all that matters now. As that ball put across, Kuiper passes it to Bender through the block, up by Spoljar, but it's too long, and the point will go to Conestoga. As I see some of the Sheridan men's team coming in after their loss to Georgian to not end up at their OCAA tournament, to Tyler Bujold and Sosa Amorui. Always happy to see Sosa in the building. Up by Gatso. Pass and attacked over there by Vanderwall. And that one will be free-balled over there by Bowman. Man across, attack. That one up again by Conestoga. Kuiper back 4. Bender through the block. And Olivia Bender with the kill. And the Conestoga fans happen to be in front of us, while the Mohawk faithful are to our right.
And I believe it was Olivia Bender last time out when we were doing the Sheridan game that Conestoga played here. I think that was really giving Sheridan a hard time, so she's definitely a player to look out for the Condors.
And a big attack there from Lexi Zakari. And now to serve will be Rachel Vander Wall, rotating into that middle spot is Ashley Gibbons. Another Hamilton native. That ball put in play. And that's a not great hit there from Olivia Bender, and the point will go to the away side. 7-5 currently in favor of Mohawk. Vanderwall again back to serve. That ball put almost in play, just couldn't roll over, and now the point will go to Conestoga as Olivia Bender will not get a chance to serve. The Waterloo native, the 5th year, basically the only veteran really on this Conestoga team. Everyone else is 3rd years or lower, and the other 2 third years, only 2 third years, are Holly Phipps, the libero, and the outsider Libby Bauman, as Bender puts that one into the net.
Yeah, a couple of serving errors from Conestoga so far. Really need to cut those out, especially in such a tight game, one that we know is going to be tight throughout. They're kind of going back and forth here and can't afford any unforced errors.
Yvonne Mann there with the serve. Attacked by Bauman, up by Gatso. And attacked off the block there. That will be a kill for Mohawk. And Haramajo, who's had a great start here tonight. And I will be doing the interview after this one. Evan and I talked about it. We agreed that he should do the Sheridan game, so I will do the Mohawk versus Conestoga interviews after this one. And right now, I think Haramajo is making a great case for herself already to be the player of the game for the Mountaineers. That ball attacked over. Spoljar just dumped over the net there. Dumped over one more time. Up by Haramajo. Spoljar is able to get there and free balled over by Annika Gatto. Kuiper up for, that would be Libby Bauman, and Bauman with the kill.
Livy Bauman had a good game out last time here at the Sheridan Athletic Center as well. Another player on Conestoga that you got to look out for and you got to zone in on if you're Mohawk.
Cozy Bowman there with the serve. Another Burlington native. That ball passed across by Mohawk, and the kill again for Irene Haramajo. And now it looks to be Lexi Sakari will serve. The second-year outside hitter. Sakari puts that ball in play. Misplayed almost there by Conestoga and will be free-balled over, but it's long. And you got to wonder if Coach McGuire might take a timeout here with his team kind of on the fritz.
Someone brought a Vuvuzela in here. It's crazy.
And now, again, Zakari to serve. That ball put in play one more time. Again attacking. It looks to be Olivia Bender, the fifth year. And again, you got to wonder if Coach McGuire will. And there it is. A timeout taken by the Conestoga Condors. Again, I actually don't think I mentioned this off the top. Reigning OCAA Coach of the Year in the women's division, Kelly McGuire, up for the CCAA Coach of the Year award. Here's Kelly McGuire. So definitely a experienced coach as well. He's in his sixth year at Conestoga, but his team a little bit jittery here, and you gotta wonder if that is because of how young his team is, Evan.
They're one of those kills from Mohawk. A flying start for them so far. No real response from Conestoga. They can't really deal with the attacks of Mohawk, and like we said before, the Mountaineers have been on the hottest run of form, really. I mean, 6 wins in their last 7 games, one against this Condors team. It's got to figure out how to deal with them somehow, and they're already out on the court. They're ready to go.
Only 2 veterans on this Mohawk team, the 5th-year setter, Yvonne Mann, as well as the 4th-year libero, Annika Gatto. Gatto is only a 4th year, while Mann is the 5th year. So this might be both of their last OCAA tournaments coming on their program, and that is an ace right off the timeout for Lexi Zakari, and definitely not the start Coach McGuire would have wanted coming out of that timeout, Evan.
Not even really the hardest serve either, just kind of mishandled it. Not too much power on it, just a mistake from the Condors.
That ball again put in play, though. This one gets up. Kuiper passes it across for Marchetti off the block. That one goes. Mann puts it in for the back row. Attacked off the block. Up by Conestoga. Kuiper for Marchetti. Had to reach back for it, and the kill will go to Bianca Marchetti, the Richmond Hill native, one of the many first years on this Conestoga team, as now to serve looks to be number 1, Libby Bauman, one of the 3rd years. One of the 2 3rd years, might I add. Bauman with a spin serve there, and that ball just a hair long.
Almost a perfect serve there. Inch perfect, almost.
And that's the margin of error, Evan. It's, you know, it's inches, centimeters, if you will. Millimeters, even.
That's why I'm saying we need those things that they have in tennis, where they show the shadow of the tennis ball, you know, to see if it's really in or not. I trust these line judges, the referees, but sometimes you just need that reassurance.
Yeah, we want the graphic, you know. As Kuiper puts that one up for Marchetti, blocked in the net. Kuiper up for the back row now. That one tacked over. That was Bender. Mann now up for Spoljar. Block. It was out of play, but Spoljar played it. And now it'll be attacked over again by Spoljar. Blocked again, but up. Spoljar one more time. That ball in play. That one up by Phipps. Kuiper. Marchetti over the block. Up by Spoljar. Mann gets blocked in the net. But the point will go to Mohawk anyway. Oh, and pardon me. It actually goes to Conestoga. And Coach Kovar not happy about that one. Can't believe it. She's going to ask her captain to go ask a couple questions. That happens to be Lexi Zakari going to ask a couple questions here as Anita Gatto on the floor, who I believe is our natural captain. And I got to be honest, Trevin, that definitely looked like a touch from up here. Obviously, I didn't have a great vantage point, so I'm not going to act like I could see it, but definitely was a close one.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a touch as well, but, I mean, you look at those 2 blocks by Bianca Marchetti, who's that 6'1" middle on their team, and the advantage they get with her being up front. Not a lot of teams have that size up front. 2 big blocks there leads to a point, and even if it wasn't really a Conestoga point, still technically did lead to their point.
Haramajo now to serve. Vanderwall got the last point. If you wouldn't skip, that might be a ball to line moment there for the Mohawk Mountaineers, up right now by 7, pardon me. Man, 2 hits in, that will knock it down. What a dig by Phipps. Gatto, man, for the middle, and it's a kill for Rachel Vanderwall.
Big kill there by Vanderwall. No chance you're digging that one out or returning that. Just too much power on it.
I also do want to mention, I always mention it with the men's team, how Eric Chen and Liam Butcheright were both assistant coaches on the Sheridan men's team, as that ball goes wide there for Olivia Bender, as right now Mohawk are doubled up on the Conestoga Condors 18-9, and now the second and last time taken by Coach Kelly McGuire and the Conestoga Condors. But back to my last point, as I mentioned with the men's team of Sheridan about players being now coaches in their first year. Amanda Kuiper, a former Mohawk Mountaineer, is a assistant coach on this Mohawk Mountaineers team. As you saw that one just go wide there for the 5th-year outside hitter, Bender.
Yeah, not a great start by Conestoga. I mean, this is about as bad as it can kind of get for them. We were expecting a really close contest. Both teams have been in pretty good form. Mohawk with a slight edge, but it's not exactly what we thought it would be to start off. Conestoga needs to come out of this timeout. Maybe not win this set, but kind of get a little bit of momentum heading into the 2nd and 3rd, and if there is a 4th and 5th.
As Mohawk come out of that timeout about 10 seconds early, they got to be feeling great about their start here tonight. As again, 11-7 during the regular season, definitely not the way they would have expected this season to go after being the silver medalist last year at the OCAAs, but they have turned up when it matters, Evan, in a big way here tonight. That serve right over the floor there, that was Haramajo, pushed over to 2 hit by Kuiper. That one popped over, up by Gatto. Set now by the middle and attacked over there, and the kill for Irene Haramajo.
Yeah, just everything going Mohawk's way right now. They can't do anything wrong.
I do want to correct myself here. I was saying I believe Kuiper, it is Kipfer, and I did know that, which now even more upset myself that I was not saying Kipfer. But anyway, I'll make sure I fix that for the rest of tonight as Marchetti free balls that one over. Gatto, man, Spoljar blocked and up. Kipfer says that one to Marchetti, and a touch off of Mohawk, and the point will go to the Condors, as down by 9 now are the home side, as now Bianca Marchetti will serve. The first year out of Richmond Hill.
Yeah, one of the more consistent servers back there is Marchetti. See if she can string a couple of points together. That's a good way to start it.
Gatto, not to interrupt you, Evan, Gatto got that one up, but Yvonne Mann could not set that one where she wanted to. Tried to 2-hit it over, but just cannot get that one over the net. As again, we'll go Marchetti. That one right out to Spoljar. Man, in the middle, that one doesn't get down, however. No libero for the Condors. That one hit over by Bender. Man just gets there for the 2-hit. Set up now by Kipfer. Bender, right up by Spoljar. Now Man sets it for the back row. Attacked over, up again by Conestoga. That was Libby Bauman. Kipfer, Bender blocked. And now it's Gatto. Man to the middle, block, but down in favor of Rachel Vanderwall and the Mohawk Mountaineers. And we thought this game would be close, and it's been far from it here in this first set.
Yvonne Mann has been very dominant so far. You see her flying up from the back row, coming to attack some of these, or just standing there. That one goes long, but
no, touch it right. Oh, pardon me, touch by Conestoga. The point goes to Mohawk. It's an ace for Sophia Spoljar. She set that one long, but apparently a Condor must have touched it on the way through. Is now up by double digits are the Mountaineers. Spoljar puts that one like a laser beam across the floor. Man, back behind herself. Vanderwall can't get that one down. Kipfer pass across again to Bender. Bender pushes it right at Spoljar. Now Man sets it across. Pushed over, blocked. Up by Gatto, however. Haramajo passes it and it'll be free-balled over there by Vanderwall. Kipfer passes it to Phipps. Phipps over to Bender. Bender through the block, and the point will go to Conestoga. I think it's the first time tonight, Evan, I felt confident with both teams' lists of names, so now I'm just calling the action as I see it. Which I can't wait for tomorrow when you and I do the semifinals, when I got everybody's name down pat. That'll be a violation against Mohawk, a rotation violation against the away side, and that's a free point they gifted to the home side, even though they are up by quite a bit, currently up by 8.
Well, this is what you want here if you're Conestoga. Get a few points here together. Even if you can't win this first set, just make sure you're feeling a little more confident going into the second.
And Rachel Vanderwall just got that ball in play, and the point will go to the away side. Is now going to serve, was going to be Rachel Vanderwall. Or she will serve, pardon me, getting subbed out now is Megan Sweet. Back in comes Ashley Gibbons. And that ball is put right at Phipps. Kipfer behind herself there. That by Bender, but up by Haramajo. Man through the middle. That one pushed over by Gibbons. Phipps now has to set it. Bender will attack it right at Haramajo. Man, back across there. That one through the block. That was Zakari. Phipps again sets it. This time for Bauman off the block. And it'll be Bauman with the kill. She was a first-team All-Star this year in the OCAA, as now to serve will be Olivia Bender. Been handing out the awards after every game for the regular season, so I see a litany of papers across from us. And that ball is misplayed by Mohawk. Gatto just couldn't get there. She almost slides into the wall, and the point will go to Conestoga.
Dangerous trying to return that. She almost went through the exit door there.
Something Liam Butcherite-esque, if you will, Evan, there by Anika Gatto, by the way. Gotta make sure I mention Liam at least once tonight, as that ball gets put in play. Spoljar sets it. Zakari attacks it, blocked, and then dug up by Phipps. Kipfer to Bauman, couldn't get that one down. Gatto has to set it, but he free-balled over by Mohawk and Zakari. Kipfer passes it across, attacked, and that one not dug up by Haramajo, and the kill will go to Kyla Pacheco, and a timeout taken by the away side. They're first of the set.
It's not over yet, Spencer. Thought it might be over. It's not over yet.
Obviously, Mohawk doesn't feel that way with only 3 points separating them from a set 1 victory. Obviously, Coach Kovar not happy with the way her team has reacted since the last Conestoga timeout, as you know, Conestoga is still quite a far way back, but have definitely made it a lot closer. They were down by 10 moments ago, they're only down by 6, and they're gaining here as the lead slowly seeps away from the Mountaineers.
I'll say it again, even if they don't win this set, they want to just have a little bit more confidence heading into the second and third. You don't want to get completely blown out in the first set and then have zero confidence heading into the second and third, because you're not going to win like that. But if they can get a few more points strung together, and if they can kind of mount a little bit of a comeback, even if they lose, it'll be good for the confidence of the Condors.
Every time I see the Mountaineers women's jerseys, I gotta mention that they look fantastic. I love the orange, and then the white has the orange on the bottom, makes it look like a mountain.
I thought you didn't like the orange last time. I thought you liked the other one.
Well, I like the other one because it has the mountains on it. As you see with Anita Gatto, the orange shows the mountains better than the orange one. But I do like the orange color. It's a newer design, if you will, something a little more modern, comparatively speaking, to most other teams.
I get that, yeah.
Man, past that one, and what an attack there by Zakari, my goodness! Lexi Zakari with the boom there, but Conestoga thinking there's maybe some sort of violation here, as their team captain, Olivia Bender, comes over to talk to the referee, and she's calling over the line judge. Maybe the line judge made a call that she did not see. We will see if that does become true here. And now to serve for the Mountaineers is Yvonne Mann, the setter, the 5th year. Talk about importance in veterans there, Evan. Their libero is a 4th year, their sitter is a 5th year. The passing is on point for this Mountaineers team. Mann back, attacked over. They thought it was a 2-hit there, but not called. Did the Conestoga Condors. Gatto passes it, attacked by Haramicho. That's a kill for Irene Haramicho, who has been out of this world in this first set. My goodness.
Yeah, you definitely, I mean, like you were saying, you need some veteran presence in your starting lineup to really keep the team together. You can't really have a team entirely of first years and expect to do all that well unless you're extremely talented, but it's always good to have a couple of veteran presences in your team.
And not just veteran presence, Evan. They're the veterans in the right spots, setter and libero, just like the Sheridan men's team last year. 2 5th years, and Eric Chen and Liam Butcheray in the setter and libero spots. And big reason why they got the bronze medal at the OCAAs last year. That ball attacked over. They're up. That looked to be by Bowman. Set up now, attacked over by Conestoga, dug up by Gatto. Mann through the middle. That one doesn't get through. I think Marchetti had her hands on it, but nevertheless, the point will go to Conestoga as now again, for the blast forever, the Mountaineers are just 1 point away.
Yeah, but even after being down big in this set, the fact that they've been able to mount a little bit of a comeback is huge for this team.
As Bowman sends that one long, and the first set will go to the Mountaineers. A lot closer than one would have expected with how wide the margin was earlier in this first set. 25-18 in favor of the away side, in favor of, I believe, the 6th or 5th ranked team in the Western Division in the Mohawk Mountaineers. As I quickly run to my stat sheet, they were 5th, tied with Niagara for technically the 4th spot in the Western Division, Western Conference, whatever word you prefer. But what a start for the Mountaineers, Evan. I don't think anyone expected, including the coaches, who again I spoke to before the game, and you and I expected that to be such a wide margin of a first set.
Yeah, I still think it's just good for Conestoga that they got back into it, though. Despite being down double figures, it's impressive that they could put a few points together, and hopefully that helps them out for the rest of this set. See how this second one pans out.
And we'll be right back here with the second set between the Conestoga Condors and the Mohawk Mountaineers after a first set win by the Mountaineers. Evan and I will be right back with that second set here at the Sheridan Athletic Center and only on OCAA Live. With this break in action, I have a laundry list of names of all the names of our crew. I'm Spencer Byers alongside my good friend Evan Brewer. Evan, nice to be on camera for the first time in a while. I know, I know you finally suited up.
You know, we got the names on there as well. Awesome.
Yeah, they had to ask me because they spelled your name right because you weren't here. But it's all good. I'm here for the long haul, as we all know. So I'm bringing you every single game for the next 3 days, including today. I'm not sure it's a blessing or a curse. I think it depends on your preference. But I will mention every name I've got written on my volunteer list here of all of the crew. I'm going to try to go through all of the list. Hopefully my penmanship doesn't fail me too badly.
How can you even read those names?
I look at them and I guess what my brain was
wrote
trying to
that?
write
Who
them.
wrote on that page?
That was
Is
me.
you?
Yeah.
That was you?
Yeah, that was my chicken scratch.
Looks like a child wrote that.
And that will be a kill for Mohawk as the PA system goes off right as they score here.
And some celebratory music going.
Definitely a miscue there from the crew down at the floor there, including former men's player last year, Patrick Andula.
Rare miscue from Patrick Andula. You don't see those unforced errors from him often.
Not very often. We talked about how I never got a chance to interview him before the second game, but I never got a chance to interview him when he was a player, so I might try to interview him this weekend while he's a PA. If I try it. As now tied 1-1, now will serve is the middle, Kosi Bowman. Again, another Burlington native.
Burlington's just putting out some star athletes, man. This is...
Only wish you were one, Evan. Only wish you were one. That's a net violation against Conestoga.
I hung my boots up.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
You're done playing the house league?
I hung my boots up for a mic and headset.
Fair enough.
Yep.
You know, I never had anything to retire. I expected the mic and headset.
No, I didn't think you did.
As that ball up. No libero right now for Mohawk. Attacked over by Haramajo. That ball sent long, and the point goes to Mohawk. And I think last year's OCAA silver medalists, the Mohawk Mountaineers, really have utilized what I'll say is veteranship here with players from that last year's team like Spoljar, like Gatso, like Mann have been able to really help out this younger, I'll say, core of players they've got this year. Mann, pass that to the middle. That attacked and killed by Rachel Vanderwall.
Yeah, they got a core of about 3 or 4 players who are just unstoppable right now. Rachel Vanderwall is one of them. Lexi Zakari as well, another one. Just really no response from Conestoga, and it doesn't look like there's going to be one right now.
That ball passed over. Phipps has to set it now. Marchetti can't get that one down against Dodo Libero right now for the Mountaineers. A Spoljar can't get that one over, and the point will go to Conestoga as Gatto will rotate back in for Gibbons, as now going to service Libby Bauman. Do you guys think the white shot should Irish down? It looks a little bright to me on the monitor. The one shot beside me. That ball attacked. Served over and be hit over at. I thought we'd be a free ball there for a second, but get out Dakota paint. That one is down for Irene Haramajo, who will now serve.
Yeah, that one walked the tightrope, just stayed in.
And she is heavily bandaged up there on her left upper thigh.
Oh, is that a... I thought it was just part of the shorts.
I also thought it was a part of the shorts, but I don't think it is. As that ball pushed over by Mann, and Yvonne Mann with the kill off the 2-hit.
I thought she just got a cooler pair of shorts than everyone else.
I also at first couldn't really tell if they were, but then seeing it doesn't really match on the other side, that it must be some sort of wrap for that left quad / hamstring, if you will. As now she'll go to serve again. 7-2 in favor of the away side, and Coach McGuire takes his first time out of the set, down by 5 early here in set number 2, and it is just pouring on right now the Conestoga Condors. That ball is Spoljar, put that one in the net. One of the 2 points Conestoga's got this set.
Yeah, one of the mistakes by Mohawk, something we haven't seen a lot of so far in this game, in the first set or the second set. Now that is the same look we just saw.
We're having fun with Ian in the truck right now. One of the shout-outs I gave out in the...
That was a great shot. So nice you had to see it twice. Hey,
yeah,
Spencer.
exactly, yes. Poor Spoljar just got her one error. One of the 2 points for Conestoga shown twice. But I do expect quite a few Mohawk Mountaineer parents, family, and fans are here tonight, because Mohawk is only in Hamilton, so it's not a very far drive.
I also want to say, just point this out, on the Mohawk bench, number 7, Ashley Regal, appears to have one of those annoying chicken things in her hand. You know the thing that you squeeze and it makes the annoying chicken noise?
Oh, you're right! She does! And if you look at Megan Sweet, number 8, she's got a foam finger.
So they brought the props out too.
They've cut.
See, that's why they're out to such a big lead, because they brought props.
Yeah. They've come with the team spirit, if you will. As Haramajo puts that ball in play again, handled by Conestoga. Taken over by Marchetti. Was there a touch? There was not. And Conestoga just can't seem to get themselves out of this rut they've started in. Again, 14-4, the Conestoga Condors. I'm going to go with I'm shell shocked right now what I've been seeing from the white team right now. That ball attacked into the net by Olivia Bender.
Story of tonight so far for them, a lot of mistakes from the Condors team. And Mohawk kind of just playing really well. There's no other thing to say about them.
And an ace for Irene Haramajo, Evan, as I cut you off. And a second and last timeout already by Coach McGuire. I am in utter befuddlement right now at what I'm seeing. And Evan, just what a set. Yeah, befuddlement here between the Conestoga Condors and Mohawk Mountaineers. Just can't believe how Conestoga started this match in both sets here tonight.
No, I mean, there's not really a lot to say. Mohawk has just been the better team by far. Their attacking has been fantastic. The defense has been good as well. They really haven't had to, they really haven't needed a big presence at the net. There hasn't been a lot of strong attacks from the Conestoga side either. Just kind of a lot of mistakes from the Condors and just well played from Mohawk. You can't really say anything else. And I mean, look at the bench right now. They're all going wild.
I love you, Ian. As now Conestoga will come out of the timeout. Down by 9 right now are the home side, at least the listed home side. Are wearing whites here today. Humber wore their whites as they were the home team in the first game, a 3-0 win. Seneca was the away team, or was the home team, to the the St. Clair Saints, and they won 3-0 over St. Clair, and now the away team finally getting one away here. There's a tip by Conestoga, and when it rains, it pours. It's now double digits in favor of the Mountaineers as Haramajo goes to serve again.
I got a question. Sheridan will be the away team against...
I believe so.
How does that work? That's the question that needs answering.
That doesn't.
Technically, they are at home.
Yeah, I questioned that during, I believe, the second or first game. I said, I don't know if they're going to be the home team or the away team because they are the lower seed to Durham, but they aren't actually at their home gym, so I don't know how that's going to work out, Evan. Haramajo through the block, and Irene Haramajo has been lights out here tonight as she'll go to serve again. And poor Coach McGuire ran out of timeouts, and I'm not going to say ideas, but this one has gotten out of hand early. A substitution will be made by Coach McGuire. Pacheco comes out. That ball served right at Bender. Kipfer up for Marchetti. That ball long, and the point goes to Mohawk, and Haramajo goes back again.
I mean, just for context, the last time these two teams played, all the sets basically came down to 25-20, 25-22. I think the final set was 25-18 or something, but all still very close, and this is not at all what me and you were expecting when we...
That ball just poked over by Mann. Still somehow stays in play. Kipfer up for Marchetti, and that ball is long, and want to mention here that it was Emilia Summer who came in the first year, who came in there for Pacheco. Haramajo again puts that ball in play. Her serve has been electric. She hasn't put one out of play yet, and she's been serving for the past 8 or 9 points. That ball might have been long, but played by, that looked to be Olivia Bender. That one pushed over, up by Spoljar. Man, 2 hits it! We'll lock it down. Marchetti with a 2 hit it over. Gatto now has a chance to set it for Spoljar. Spoljar can't get it over, and Conestoga finally stopped the bleeding. There right now, if I can do the quick math, I don't know what the word would be for 5 times over, but right now there is...
I thought you were trying to calculate how many points they were down.
Oh no, they're up by 12, but I'm trying to think of they're 5 times ahead right now of the Conestoga Condors, up 15-3. That ball just gets over, up by Spoljar. That ball attacked over. Can't get that one down. Kipfer passes it across. That one doesn't get down, however. Haramajo, Gatto, Spoljar, blocked. Up by Gatto. What a dig. Yvonne Mann into the middle. Not going to get down. Marchetti blocked, but still up. Spoljar.
Wow.
Gatto sets it. Haramajo. It's down for Irene Haramajo.
And I don't remember the last time that this Condors team had a clear attack, a strong attack that really gave Mohawk a tough time dealing with it.
In their first matchup, Conestoga won 25-20, 25-13. Lost set number 3, 25-18. Then won set number 4, 25-16. As that ball is sent long, was there a touch? There was not, as that one was sent long by Olivia Bender. That was when Conestoga won against this Mohawk Mountaineers side. To go to the loss they had just a few weeks ago, Conestoga won the first set 25-22 and then lost set number 2, 25-22. That's set number 3, 26-24, and then lost the fourth set 25-16.
So all pretty close except for that last one.
You know, and the ones they won, they dominated against this Mohawk side. So I don't really know exactly what could be leading to this particular outcome right now. As Spoljar passes it to Zakari. Handled by Bauman. Oh, I'll say handled, I'll say poorly in the end by Libby Bauman, and the point will go to the away side. They're up 18-4.
I think we may have jinxed this game beforehand when we said it was going to be the closest one so far of the quarterfinals, because, I mean, it just hasn't been.
I hope that will change as that ball goes into the net for Olivia Bender. But, yeah, Evan, you're right. And
I am right, yeah.
I've asked every coach this today, and I'm going to continue it for the rest of the tournament. My last question to them has been, how many sets do you think your game is going to go? And they were the first two coaches, Coach McGuire and Coach Kovar, to tell me. And, you know, both teams kind of said that this game might be, you know, a 4 or 5 setter here tonight. And that could be farther from the truth.
Well, you never know. You never know, because they could come back. You never know. Anything's possible.
I mean,
you know that. You know that as a Celtics fan. Well, anything's possible.
Not only that, we've seen it here at the gym.
Yes.
Sheridan coming back. You know, the women's team, I believe, were down 2 sets to no way with a comeback. I don't think they won that game, and I'm thinking of in particular, but still, being able to show resiliency, I think, is very important, as right now they are quadrupled up our Mohawk 20 to 22-5. Is that block by Haramajo and Gibbons, and I talk about everything falling your way. Mohawk just can't miss right now.
No, fantastic on offense, fantastic on defense, lots of big blocks, huge attacks.
That ball put too close to the middle there, but not now by Gatso. Pass by Mann. That ball sent well on there by Haramajo, probably her first error of the night.
Well,
and
the
point goes to Conestoga.
Is most of these Conestoga points are coming from Mohawk errors too. A lot of them aren't actually earned points.
Offense,
they're Mohawk sending the ball long or sending it into the net. Just shows you how good they've been.
That ball just over the net, up by Spoljar. Gatto. Haramajo again sends that one well down the QEW. Point to Conestoga. And now they're only tripled up on the Condors, 21-7. We're at a football score.
The comeback is on.
You just jinxed that one. Great job. As Olivia Bender will get a chance to serve. That ball put out of play in favor of Mohawk. And now they are just 3 points away from a set 2 victory and putting themselves up 2-0 and sending us to a third and potentially final here at the Sheridan Athletic Center. Lexi Sakari puts that ball in play. Kipfer puts that one up. Blocked in the face there of Libby Bauman, and then I think it might have been a 4 hit, so Conestoga didn't go for it, and now 2 points away are the Mohawk Mountaineers, and I don't think we've seen a lopsided score this bad at the Sheridan Athletic Center all year in any gender.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Even, you know, the Sheridan women's team whose year, you know, obviously didn't go their way. They only have 3 wins, one of them being a forfeit win from the Humber Hawks you mentioned during their game earlier today. That ball played back for Bender. That ball goes into the net, and Gatto already went sprawling for it. As now they're only 1 point away from a set 2 victory, are the Mohawk Mountaineers. but even, in games against Humber for Sheridan, they were not this.
Well, they always kept in it, which is just, not what we've seen today. It's very unexpected. We were expecting a very tight game.
And that's a kill there for the substitute, Emilia Summer. I believe that's her first of the night. Now to serve is Cozy Bowman, the first year out of Burlington. Right at Spoljar, mishandled there by Spoljar, and the point will go to Conestoga. I feel like Conestoga's kind of targeted Spoljar on defense, and she's handled it really, really well. That's one of her first errors tonight.
Yeah.
And now back goes again Bowman. She's be perfect for it. Seems like forever, because it basically is forever. Bowman puts that one into the net, and that will be the set, and Conestoga halves their first set total of 18. They lose 25-9 to the Mohawk Mountaineers, as Mohawk will go into the third set looking to clean sweep the home side here tonight.
It's...
What a result that would be, Evan.
Look at one of the Mohawk points there. Perfectly placed in the back corner of the Conestoga side. Not going to be able to get to that. No one's going to be able to get to that. But, it's got to be annoying if you're a Condors player here, right? You work all year, and you have a great record, the second best in the division, and then sometimes there's just, you have disappointing games, and it's going to happen to every team. So hopefully they can get back on the right track here, but not gone their way to say the least so far.
What a game here by the Mohawk Mountaineers. Even if this third and potentially final set is a closer one, which I tell you right now, I really hope it is. Because this Conestoga team is a lot better than what they've shown tonight, and we've seen them here. This team is fantastic, and it just hasn't been here tonight.
Sometimes you get a rare off game, and it sucks when that rare off game is the most important game of the season, right? But it happens. It happens to all the better teams, all the teams in the league as well. So it's tough, but...
And I'll say rare Conestoga highlight as that ball bounced off the block there. That would be Olivia Bender, the fifth year out of Waterloo.
He's had a great game.
And I don't want to say I feel bad for Conestoga, but I feel like, it's really, really hard to watch a team who, we've seen before that played really, really well here at the Sheridan Athletic Center not too long ago. And Coach McGuire even told me that they played a preseason tourney here, Evan. They felt really, really good playing in this gym, and just for some reason tonight it just hasn't clicked the way you would have hoped.
It's a great gym, simply put.
But, I'm trying to explain the unexplainable, it feels like, up here with this Conestoga performance here tonight, but I really, really hope that this third set is a lot closer, because this Conestoga team deserves it. Just like I felt St. Clair deserved this set against Seneca in their last game, because I felt like St. Clair played a really good game, especially in the latter half of that game. And I even, said good game to Coach El Turk of the St. Clair Saints, as we're about 30 seconds away from the third and potentially final set between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Conestoga Condors, here at the Sheridan Athletic Center only on OCAA Live.
Yeah, Mohawk's not going to take anything off the gas here. They're going to go for it. Going to try and finish it off here. You don't want a team who usually is extremely competitive to get any momentum and try and get back into this game. So Mohawk is going to go pedal to the metal here. See if Conestoga can adapt.
Well, I gotta mention this. Holly Phipps has changed jersey. She's now wearing a regular squad jersey. They have a new libero now on the bench, number 9, their backup libero. Wasn't dressed originally in the libero shirt, was Emma Sexton. She will now be libero as Cozy Bowman will serve. That ball right at Gatso. Up and attacked over by Sophia Spoljar. Set now by Kipfer. Marchetti will get it down, and Conestoga, I'm going to say it, get their first lead of the night, or one of their first for sure, is back again to serve will be Bowman. That ball put in play, mishandled, and it's an ace for Cozy Bowman.
Much better start here for Conestoga. This is what they would have wanted. Coming out of the second set that really got away from them.
I feel like if you're Mohawk right now, you got to just say, hey, we haven't won this thing yet. We got to not get ahead of ourselves here, as I feel like you could. Winning that second set by so many, Evan, is another error by the Mountaineers. Now they're down by 3. I know that's the largest they've been down all night. And it looks to be I'm getting kind of what I asked for here, Evan, as Bowman will get another chance to serve. Right at Gatto. Man. For Zakari, that one doesn't get down. Kipfer puts it up and attacked over there by Libby Bauman. Man puts it up, pushed over by Haramajo, and the kill will go to Irene Haramajo. And now to serve will be Lexi Zakari. Zakari puts that one in play. Kipfer across for Marchetti, up by Gatto. Man, back for Haramajo through the block, and Irene Haramajo just able to sneak that one through the Conestoga block. And now again to serve will be Zakari. Do stay tuned after this one, folks. After Mohawk versus Conestoga, the winner of this one will be paying close attention to the next game, as Durham versus Sheridan will be the team they will face. Whoever wins that one will face the winner of this one. As that ball is put over, Gatso on the free ball for Man, across, attack through the middle, and that will be a kill for it looked to be Ashley Gibbons, pardon me, and the point will go to the away side, now tied all up at 3.
After a tough start to this set, Mohawk right back in it. 3 quick points.
And that ball will go into the net there, and Conestoga back in the lead, but very slim at one point as Libby Bauman will serve. And again, the Conestoga faithful in front of us, while Mohawk fan base is to our right. So we've been hearing a little bit of a blowhorn in front of us here by the Condors crowd. As that ball passed across, Haramajo puts that ball in play. Kipfer passed across, blocking the net there. That was the former libero Holly Phipps with the attack.
Just the net presence tonight for Mohawk has been incredible. Not letting any points off of attacks from Conestoga, and a lot of big blocks. I wish we could get some block numbers to see how many Mohawk has, but
that ball
there is plenty.
Put in play there by Gibbons. Passed back and free balled over by Bauman. Man, into the middle, blocked in the net. Man again, this time Spoljar blocked again. Man, 2 hits at this time, and it will get down for Yvonne Mann.
It's a cheeky dump there, Spencer.
It was a cheeky dump there by Yvonne Mann, as again now to serve will be Ashley Gibbons. No libero currently, no Gatto right now for the Mohawk Mountaineers. That ball we put into the net there, that kind of goes off Haramajo there, and the point will go back to the home side, as now to serve will be, for the first time tonight, Holly Phipps, the listed libero, the 3rd year. Only 5'5", so interesting to keep her in as a non-libero, but obviously Coach McGuire likes what she offers on the offensive end as well, as that one passed back for Man. Haramajo blocked, it goes up, set back by Man for Spoljar, blocked, and Marchetti, and Kipfer finally at the block on the point. And you mentioned how good the block is for Mohawk. You would have thought it'd be flipped because of how good Bianca Marchetti is, reigning Western Conference Rookie of the Year, as well as all-rookie first team is Bianca Marchetti, as that ball just gets by Lexi Zakari, who ducks out of the way there.
But you saw how important she is for Conestoga when she gets the opportunity. Came up big there for them.
And now to serve is Irene Haramajo. Again, I'll be interviewing the players of the game for both sides here at the Sheridan Athletic Center for Conestoga and Mohawk respectively. Gatso. Man, into the middle there. That one doesn't get down, and we free-balled over there. That was by the libero, Sexton. Again, attack dug up. Gatto, man, Spoljar off the block, and the Mohawk crowd goes wild to our right. It is very nice to see the crowds here today at the Sheridan Athletic Center for all of the respective teams here today.
You remember when it was the COVID year and we had 0 people in the crowd? That was
until the last couple of games.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It is so nice to have the Sheridan Athletic Center here in Oakville off of Trafalgar Road, bumping, if you will, here in Marchetti will serve. She hasn't had a whole lot of chances to serve here tonight, and even when she has, it hasn't been as effective as we've seen in the past, Evan. That ball up by Gatso. Man, through the middle, right off Marchetti! And the kill goes to Rachel Vanderwall. And Marchetti averages .85 aces a set. And that has not been
case today.
Anywhere near that today. As Spoljar puts that ball in play, up there by Phipps. Kipfer, Bender blocked, up by Sexton, but nowhere near another white shirt. And this might be the time where Mohawk pulls away, but Coach McGuire felt that, and he made sure Kelly McGuire to take a timeout, the Condors head coach. And he's gonna pull off Kipfer here to talk to her. Obviously seeing something he doesn't like with his team's play, and I don't think I can fault him here as what a 2-hit there by Yvonne Manfield. Everyone in the building, I think, with that one, Evan.
Yeah, had 3 or 4 Conestoga players dive in trying to dig it out, and none of them could get to it, just in the perfect spot.
Perfect, as you said, perfect spot there in the middle of the dead spot there of the Conestoga defense. And that was the Spoljar point where Conestoga dug up the first big attack they had, and then they reloaded it one more time.
And there you go. You can see the chicken on the screen. And the fan thumb as well, or foam finger. I gotta be honest, I think those are the keys to success for Mohawk tonight.
I also gotta wonder here, Evan, if the longer layoff in between this one might have caused a problem for either team, but specifically Conestoga, because the other games are 1-3. This one is 6-8, but there was about a 70-minute gap in between Game 2 and Game 3 here today at the Sheridan Athletic Center. So I wonder if maybe that kind of messed with everyone's preparation here today between these two sides. As that block there will give a point back to Mohawk, and the point will now go to the serve of Sophia Spoljar. Can I get a replay of that last point, please? As Spoljar puts that ball in play, just couldn't get there. Was Kipfer, and the point will go to the away side. And again, back will go Spoljar. And here's a replay of the block here as Gatso up there, and then what an attack, actually. That's the Marchetti point right off of Marchetti's serve there as Spoljar puts that ball in play. Just gets there as Kipfer, and free balled over by Sexton. Gatso, it didn't go over the antenna, and the point goes to Mohawk, and I think that continues the narrative here, Evan, of just cannot seem to get anything to follow their way tonight.
That's a great call by the line judge. Highlight reel stuff.
Player of the game for him?
Yeah, maybe.
Kipfer, up for Bender. Spoljar, man. Zakari block, up by Gatso, tipped again by that'd be Cozy Bowman, and she'll end up getting the point for the Condors. Now back to serve will be the first-year center, Maya Kipfer, the Stratford native. I got quite a bit of family in the Stratford area. As Kipfer will put this one in play, hopefully. Another spin serve, that ball is just over. Man, back for the digger there in Zakari, up by Kipfer, set now by Sexton. Up for Bender, push through the block. Up by Haramajo, set by Mann across the floor for Zakari, off the block, and out of play it goes. And I bet you Coach Kelsey Kovar in her first year with the Mountaineers is ecstatic with her team's play here today.
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, a somewhat young coaching staff here. 3 first-year coaches on this team, and they've really stepped up in first playoff game this weekend. Or this week. I can't really call it the weekend, can I? Because it's only Thursday.
I did the same thing. I was like, I don't want to call it this weekend, but it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
You know,
so it's kind of like
a little confusing that it starts on a Thursday. I find,
you know, it's like midweek / weekend.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like you're gearing up for the weekend, but it's not really the weekend yet.
I feel like I can say tomorrow the weekend. I feel like tomorrow I can get away with it. Not today.
Yeah, definitely not today. You say it today, you're crazy.
And that ball won't get over there for Conestoga. Phipps just couldn't tip that one over the net. It's now 15-9 in favor of Mohawk. They're up by 6. And a timeout taken by Coach McGuire. His last of the set and maybe of the game here if his team cannot find a way through this Mohawk Mountaineers team. And we haven't really seen it yet, Evan, so I hope to here as you'll see this replay of, I will assume, that would be the Cozy Bowman point for the Condors.
Right there, that was another point by number 14, Lexi Zakari, who's had herself a nice game as well, just like all the starters for the Mountaineers.
I'm almost spoiled for choice of who the player of the game is going to be for Mohawk here tonight.
Tough, yeah.
I would assume it's going to be Harama Joe, but Zakari could have a bit at it. Vanderwall had a great game as well as their libero, Anika Gatto, and I think Yvonne Mann, the setter, has also been really good tonight. It's kind of hard to pick a top player from a team who's played almost lights out here today. Kipfer up 4. That looked to be Olivia Bauman, and it was. And that point will get down for the home side tonight, and they're now only down by 5 as Bianca Marchetti will come back in as to serve will be Cozy Bowman. Bowman says that one long. Agato almost played it and then kind of realized that one looked a little too far, and we're going to let that one go down the QEW. That one going towards, I'll say Sherburne. I'm used to going to Sherburne. As that one looped over there, that was Zakari on the serve. Kipfer up for Marchetti, blocked to the net. Haramajo couldn't get a real hand on that one, as had to be free-balled over there by Mann. Blocking the net there was Marchetti. Sexton passes it, couldn't get there, it was Phipps, and the point will go to Mohawk, and Marchetti has almost been taken out here tonight by the block of the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Yeah, Haramajo has been great on defense. A lot of big blocks from her, a lot of big blocks from the middles on Mohawk. It's just been a really good defensive performance from the girls up front.
Marchetti gets that one over, almost got blocked again. That was by Ashley Gibbon, attacked over by Spoljar, and Sophia Spoljar with the kill, and now they're up by 8, and
Mohawk sharing the wealth here. Everyone, it's like Oprah. Everyone gets a point. You get a point. You get a point. You get a kill.
It's feeling like that, Evan, right now. Talk about spread it offense. Talked about it with Coach Wilkins of Humber, and I mean, Mohawk's had it in spades here tonight. That ball blocked. That was Libby Bauman. That looked like a mixture of Spoljar and Gibbons. And now up by 9 on the Mountaineers. Coming back into the game will be Kyla Pacheco. Out comes Holly Phipps.
And you got to feel a little bit for Conestoga here after a great season. It's not looking like they're going to go through to the next round, but they had a really good season. They had a really good run. Just unfortunate it has to end this way.
Marchetti will have to free ball that one over. Gatso. Man. And in the middle, attacked over by Gibbons. Couldn't get that one down, however. Sexton sets that one for Bauman. Bauman over the block, but a violation against Mohawk, and the net violation. And the point will go to the home side, as now to serve will be Libby Bauman. You know, Evan, it's so hard to play a game like this after having such an amazing, unexpected season for the Condors, as Bauman sends that one just a little wide, as now coming out will be Gibbons. Coming in to serve for Ashley Gibbons is number 8, Megan Sweet. out of Metcalfe, Ontario. I'm not sure where that is. I have to make sure I take a little gander at where Megan Sweet is from. That ball put in play. Kipfer up for Marchetti, off just over the block. That one goes up there by Sweet. Man back for Haramajo, and she kind of knew that one was going long, and the point will go to the home side. As now to serve will be the freshly subbed in Kyla Pacheco. That ball goes into the net there for Pacheco. I think she might be coming out. And it will be Pacheco coming out. Back in comes Holly Phipps. Metcalfe is actually a Ottawa suburb, it looks to be. So an Ottawa native playing for Mohawk. Kind of a drive that is from Hamilton to Ottawa. Is that attacked over the kill? We're going to Rachel Vanderwall. And they're now up by double digits again. They're up 22-12. And it does look to be the end of a great season, regular season at least, for the Conestoga Condors. But valuable experience gained, I think, from a very young Condors team. That ball attacked, blocked, up by Phipps. Kipfer, back, up. That was Bauman. Now Mann sets it for Spoljar through the block, and Sophia Spoljar puts her team 2 points away from a set 3 game victory, as now to serve is Irene Haramajo.
Well, you can't really do much if you're Conestoga here. Mohawk has just been so good as a team tonight.
And an ace for Haramajo, at least her third of the night, and now she has a chance to ice it here with this one, as they're up now. They've doubled up now on the Conestoga Condors, 24-12. Haramajo, that one goes wide off the antenna, and now, again, Conestoga's got to be perfect for a while, as Bianca Marchetti will serve as the Sheridan Bruins women's team and the Durham Lords get ready for their game slated for 8 o'clock start. It will be an 8 o'clock start, so starting in about 55 minutes. About 50 to 55 minutes is how Bianca.
54 minutes if we're being exact.
If we're being exact, which they have been tonight. That ball off Marchetti, and the kill, I believe, goes to Rachel Vanderwall, and the game and set go to the Mohawk Mountaineers. My goodness. And here is the last point. Man, right there to Vanderwall, right off Marchetti, and that is the night and the season for the Conestoga Condors. Definitely not the way, obviously, they would have wanted to end, Evan, but still, what a season for the Condors this year. 14-4, weren't expected to be a top-tier program in the OCAA. This year, they showed a lot of people wrong, and I believe they'll continue to do that with how young they are, with Kipfer, setter first year, Marchetti first year, outside here, she was a top player this year. You know, they lose Olivia Bender, obviously, but I think they have a good young core.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Use this bitter taste they feel right now, Evan, and propel that into next year.
Yeah, I agree. Good young core. This team isn't done here. I mean, they're going to be good for the foreseeable future. You can see Olivia Bender down there getting a little bit emotional in her. I would assume it's her final game for Conestoga, but they can be proud of this season. Second in the conference, and a lot to be proud of. And Mohawk really just was unbeatable. There wasn't a lot of teams who were going to come out and beat them here today, and we'll see if they can continue that when they play either Sheridan or Durham tomorrow.
I again will be interviewing the players of the game for both Conestoga and Mohawk, hopefully. Evan, who would you guess are the players of the game here tonight for those two sides?
Oh, it's extremely difficult to name one of the ones on Mohawk. I feel like you could go with anyone in the starting lineup, really. For Conestoga, I think Bianca Marchetti had
Correct, thank you, it's me.
Yeah, I think Bianca Marchetti had a good game in spurts, and then also think Cozy Bowman as well.
All these pictures are taken,
and
the backdrop over here,
nice nights as
and then
well.
you're gonna pen.
We've seen the whole Conestoga team do better, but it's really hats off to how Mohawk played.
It will be Irene Haramajo to be the player of the game for Mohawk, and the player of the game for Conestoga will be Maya Kipfer of the as I said, Conestoga Condors, and now I'm going to make my way down here to interview both, hopefully, Maya Kipfer and Irene Haramajo, but I'll quickly send us off, and Evan, you can commentate, you can give your last thought if you'd like, but, for myself, Spencer Byers, I'll be right back here with the end of game interview, and then again, stay tuned, Sheridan Bruins versus Durham Lords at 8 o'clock start sharp. Stay tuned for that. Evan and I will bring you, hopefully, what should be a great game for Sheridan, who ended the year as one of the hotter teams, especially in the Western Division, winning their last game of this season. So, a very exciting game we have later on today against the number 1 seeded Eastern Conference team, 17-1 Durham Lords. As you watch this here, the Sheridan Athletic Center, and only on the OCAA Live.
And now, OCAA Women's Volleyball West Divisional Rookie of the Year, Volleyball Rookie of the Year, and the OCAA Volleyball West Divisional Scoring Champion from Conestoga College, Bianca Marchetti. And now, please help me welcome the OCAA Women's Volleyball West Divisional First Team All-Stars from Mohawk College, Rachel Benwall. And Anna Gateau. Now for the OCAA Women's Volleyball West Divisional Second Team All-Stars from Conestoga College, Libby Hellman. From Conestoga College, Bianca Marchetti. And from Mohawk College, Yvonne Mann. And finally, for the OCAA Women's Volleyball West Divisional All-Rookie Team, from Conestoga, Bianca Marchetti. And from Conestoga, Mia Kipfer. And that concludes all the awards. Congratulations to all the athletes. If we can get all the award winners, just to go to the OCAA backslash there. Thank you very much.
For Mia, obviously not the game you would have hoped for here to end your playoff run, but again, I don't think that it takes away from your amazing season, 14-4, second in the Western Division, seen as the more difficult division, if you will, of the East versus West. What did you make of your guys' season?
A lot of improvement. I'm proud of everyone for the effort. We've just come together as a team a lot, and I'm super proud of everybody overall.
Now, obviously, you're a first year. I'll say you're arguably one of your better outside hitters / middles, and Bianca Marchetti is also a first year. So a very good young core. We and Evan feel like for your team. So this, I feel like, is be a great learning experience for you guys. What do you think?
For sure, it's tough to come in, loud crowd, lots of amazing players that have played for years. It's hard to be a first year, but I thought we played our hardest and we played great as rookies.
Yeah, again, great season for you guys. You know, your head coach, Coach McGuire, won the OCAA Coach of the Year, is up for the CCAA Coach of the Year. What have you made of him as your head coach here in your year number one?
Well, he's great. He's taught me tons in only a year, and I can't wait to learn more from him for the next 5 years of my career.
Now, one last one here for you, Mia. Going into next season, with all those young players coming back, what do you expect for next year's Conestoga Condors?
Lots of practice over the summer, and we're going to come out really hot next year. I'm excited.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Mia Kipfer of the Conestoga Condors, thank you so much for joining me here. I'm going to have Irene Haramajo coming up next here from the Mohawk Mountaineers, the winning side, as they take on the winner of the Durham Lords versus the Sheridan Bruins next. Give me 1 second to get Irene. Now welcome back here. I'm with Irene Haramajo, player of the game. Irene, I said it in the first set. You were playing one of your best games I've ever seen here at the Sheridan Athletic Center. I thought you were fantastic from start to finish. What is it feeling like here getting a win here today?
So we are really happy of winning today, but we worked the whole year to get to this point, and we practiced hard, we played hard, and I'm happy that we won today.
Now going into your semifinal tomorrow, you play the winner of this game. You know, how intently are you guys going to be watching this next game between the Durham Lords and the Sheridan Bruins?
I think we might watch one set or two, but we are prepared. We practice for this game, and we're going to come tomorrow and do our best.
Now, you guys are reigning OCAA silver medalists. You went to the CCAA championships last year. How much do you think that helps your team coming into this tournament this year?
I think, as I told you, we're ready. We need to win tomorrow's game. We won today, and we need to get ready for that final game.
Now, how do you feel at your performance here tonight? Again, I said I thought you were great from start to finish. What did you make of your performance here tonight?
I'm happy how I played today, but it's always a team effort. So we need to play together, and I'm thankful for my team, and I'm happy that we won today.
Now, Irene, my last question here for you is how far do you think your team's going to go here at the OCAA championships?
We're going to win this. I'm sure we've been working for this, and we're going to win this.
Hey, I like the comments. Perfect. Irene Haramajo of the Mohawk Mountaineers winners, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
And that'll be the end of our broadcast here today. I will see you in about 40 minutes time for the Sheridan Bruins against the Durham Lords next.
Thank you so much.